Hey everybody, Greg here, reviews for you. Alright, so today I want to talk about Star Wars Celebration. Alright, so we understand that Star Wars Celebration 2019 is coming up in Chicago this spring. And I just want to, give you some pointers. I am scheduled to be there. Whether I'll be able to make it there or not, I don't know. It all depends on how cancer treatment goes. I started again in 2 weeks, so we'll see if I'm feeling better or up to par to where I can actually go. But what I really want to talk about today, not me, I want to talk about Star Wars Celebration. We've seen the stuff that's been happening at cons, and with the split fandom right now in Star Wars, it really could turn out to be like a dumpster fire. I mean, it really could. It only takes one extremist from one side or the other. Now, all right, granted, it's a movie. It's a series of movies. It's, for some of us, we've been around this our entire life. And, of course, the backlash from The Last Jedi, all the talk from all the people that work for Lucasfilm, the bad talk, the bad name calling, everything else. But you're going to have extremists on both sides. And having extremists on both sides is not a good thing. Because it only takes one person in the middle of 15,000 people to really get things riled up. And so could Star Wars Celebration really turn into, a bad situation? Absolutely it could. Do I hope it does? Absolutely not. Star Wars Celebration is not just about Disney Star Wars. So it's about Knights of the Old Republic. It's about all the EU games for us. Whether Disney considers all the EU stuff canon or not, us Star Wars fans do. It's also about the original trilogy and the prequels, even though Disney can't offer them on their streaming service because Turner's not budging, and looks like you won't be able to get that until 2024. So, depending on who comes on stage, all it takes is a few people booing if certain people come on stage, and that could literally start something right there. So we've seen how quickly stuff is escalating in the country nowadays, and so this is just, if you're going to go to Star Wars Celebration, don't go with the mindset of that. Go with the mindset of having fun. Don't go with the mindset of, even though you dislike and really hate The Last Jedi and don't like the franchise the way it's moving forward right now, and you don't like the way the Skywalker saga is going, don't go for that reason. Go for the reason to celebrate all the stuff that you do like. Now, granted, I believe there's going to be a small announcement on the D&D trilogy, which is something that we can actually look forward to as soon as we get past this Skywalker saga crap. Which was actually over at episode 6, but then continued to make more movies. And just a little heads up on what's going on with episode 9 while I got you here, because this is going to be a short video. Episode 9, they're just going to continue to shoot footage. For the past couple months, they've been lobbying to try and split it into two parts, which wouldn't make it a trilogy. That would actually make it 4 movies, not 3. Trilogy means 3. And yes, it has worked for other franchises like Harry Potter, and it has worked for Hunger Games, and it has worked for multiple franchises. However, those franchises didn't alienate more than half of the fan base before they did that. So the downfall for Lucasfilm is if they do decide, or that, well, they're going to film it anyway. If they do decide that they have enough footage to do 2 movies, and they decide to do 2 instead of just one movie, they run the risk of having a solo 2.0 for the first episode 9, which means they're not either A, not going to make any money, B, going to make very little money, or C, lose money, which means they're still stuck having to do the other film, which means they're stuck with having to market it. Of course, they don't have to shoot it again because it's already been shot. But they're still stuck with having to market it. They're still stuck with having to do everything else to finish up this story. And if the first episode 9 turns out to be crap, they're still stuck doing a second part to it. So, does it really make sense to do 2 parts in this? It's a financial risk. It's a tremendous risk. Right now, Lucasfilm is not in that good of a shape. Going over the quarterly report, I saw where some people did some stuff on that, and I'm actually going to do a video on the quarterly report. So I'll get into that a little bit later in the next video. It's not looking good. They only have about half the money, half the cash available now that they had before, and that's an indicator. All right, these are indicators that we look at. We don't look at things as a whole. We look at available cash, and available cash, they have half the available cash that they had last year, because we all know cash is king and everything else is credit. Credit's not good. You start building up a bunch of debt. That debt's not good because it ends up costing you a whole bunch of interest, and hedge fund babies don't like to do that. If you're completely ate up in debt, they don't like to invest their own money in that. Now, back to Star Wars Celebration. If you go to Star Wars Celebration and you go by yourself, find like-minded people or nice people and hang out with them. Make sure that you are not by yourself. This way, if something does happen, you have somebody else there that you can protect or that can protect you. If I end up going to Star Wars Celebration, if I feel better and everything else is good, my energy levels back up and everything else, I'm going to end up going. And if I end up going, I will be on the lookout. Even though I'll be up on stage, I'll be on the lookout for anything going on. And you can better believe I'll have anybody's back no matter what. But let's just hope nothing happens. But like I said, it only takes one person from either side. We know that there's assholes on the they hate the Last Jedi side, and we know there's assholes on the they love the Last Jedi side. And those are the assholes that can start stuff. It's not the majority of us that that can actually start this stuff. It's all them right wingers and left wingers, man. That's what it is. My plan on going to Star Wars Celebration, I have to work it. So during my free time, I plan on enjoying it. But do I expect something to happen there? Absolutely. I honestly do. So just if you go, make sure that you're aware of your surroundings at all times. Chicago doesn't have the best record when it comes to crime. As a matter of fact, they are pretty much at the top of the list when it comes to crime. So, keep that in mind. So not only at the con, and it may not be people at the con themselves, but as you're going around at night when things are, you go out to eat, go out to a bar, go hang out, whatever, you just need to keep all that stuff in mind, that you're not in the safest place ever, and there's not always going to be somebody around to help protect you. So try not to ever be by yourself. I'm Craig, Reviews for You, hoping everybody has a good Star Wars Celebration. If, they canceled it this year, so all the 5-day passes are already sold out, so we know there's going to be a ton of people there. Those were all sold out well in advance, so well in advance of The Last Jedi coming out, well in advance of a lot of things coming out, so a lot of stuff has happened ever since those tickets were sold. Be careful, be mindful of yourself, always be aware of what's going on around you, and if you are around a bunch of rowdy people, just try to mosey on away from the rowdy people. That way, if something does happen, you're safe and clear and out of the way. I'm Craig, Reviews for You, trying to look out for you and all my subscribers. I appreciate every one of y'all guys. All y'all guys are the reason I do this channel to begin with. Tons of research goes into everything that comes out and everything that I actually put up, all my content. So, with all that being said, I'm Craig. Reviews for You. If you're going to Star Wars Celebration, just do it. I am out of here.